Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of the Gar and George Show on your COVID update for St. Thomas. Hey, George, how are you doing?
I am doing good. How are you this morning, Father Gar?
I'm good. We wanted to just update you on some slight adjustments that are beginning to happen as we move into our summer months and a little bit different time, and also in the reality of what's happening in the neighborhood with the COVID vaccine and also the number of cases, and it's good news. So, George, I'm going to have you tell us a little bit about what's going on in the community around COVID.
Sure, thanks. It's good to be with everybody again today. You know, we continue to be in a relatively good spot, especially compared to where we were in the height of the pandemic. If you look at the numbers in the county right now, the case rate is hovering right around 90 cases per 100,000, and the test positivity rate is just shy of 4%. Um, those numbers have been trending up slowly but steadily for about the last 6 to 8 weeks, which sort of correlates with doing more things in the community. So we're certainly still in a place where we want to be diligent, and we want to keep an eye on things carefully. But we're below sort of what had always been the public health guidelines, where we wanted to keep those cases below 100 per 100,000, and we're at 90 right now, about 92, and keep the test positivity rate below 5%, and we're right at 3.9%. About 1/3 of adults in Johnson County have now been fully vaccinated, which is awesome. And at St. Thomas, we know that for our population of parishioners ages 16 and up, we are at 80% fully vaccinated, and so that's great news. And we are very appreciative for those of you who chose to share your status with us, just simply so that we could sort of track as a population. You've probably also seen that there's been guidance from the CDC on starting to open up more outdoor activities without masks for those who are vaccinated fully and who are in smaller controlled settings. Uh, that I think is starting to inform everyone, as people want to take advantage of the nice weather and want to start to go and do more things. Certainly, there is still caution as we move into events that have larger populations. So when you're talking about more than just a handful of people, I know that we have a son who's graduating from high school, and that is certainly informing some of our decisions that we're making around graduation parties, and whether they're outdoor or indoor, and how many people are going to be there, and all those sorts of things. So I think what I just offer that to say, we're still in a season where we're wanting to be cautious, but start to do more things. But we want to do them safely, and we want to continue to do them in a way that no one feels excluded, that no one feels pressured to make a change, and that everyone can still be comfortable doing everything that they feel they need to do to protect themselves. And that's really going to be, I think, our mission going forward. We're going to continue to monitor the rates at the county. We're really hopeful that the vaccine rate will keep us from having any big spikes as the summertime opens, but we're going to keep a close eye on that as well. So we're in a good spot. A lot of optimism, but still a cautious approach to how we continue to open things
So that's going to mean a couple of different things. The diocese has sent out new guidelines for us, and it's going to mean a few changes that we've already anticipated. And so I'm just going to go over some of those in terms of what we're going to do. I'm going to do my best to put these up in graphics next to our video, and we'll also have a written form of this entire talk probably next week. One is I'm going to talk about inside the building. So when you come to St. Thomas, the first thing you're going to see is a sign that say mask required. It's not particularly fancy, by the way. It's just black lettering on white. So apologize for that, but we're going simple. Um, Pretty much when you're inside the building and it's a time of public gathering, meaning worship or other things, we're going to ask that everybody have a mask on, regardless of your status or things like that. In the sanctuary, we still want to do our best to socially distance or safe distance. from each other. Obviously, households can sit together, but we want to just be acknowledging that we need to be careful about that. Um, when we're in worship, the nice thing is we're now able to sing. So all of us can sing and sing the hymns, and the choirs can sing. I mean, they've been singing for a while, but we'll be doing that. But again, we'll all need to be masked so that we're able to participate in that. Um, and other than that, things remain pretty much the same. We are going to move away from signing up before the weekend to simply signing in when you come. So, meaning you don't have to sign up ahead of time. We feel like we can relax our stance on that a little bit, mostly because if we look at our average attendance before the pandemic and our ability to socially distance, and when we add the third service, um, it would be an unusual time for us to max out our space. And also, we're not anticipating that everybody's going to be coming back to worship right away in the summer. And so, when it comes and it's a little too crowded, we can open the parish hall. We have the ability to have the service going in there, either by sound or by video, and we can just make sure we can all be cooperative and distance, and we'll figure it out. We're a good community, and I know we're going to keep ourselves safe. So, really, for most of the time when you come to St. Thomas, you'll have a mask on. Here's some exceptions. So, if you're in a small group, and we haven't really defined that number, but I would say around 12 is a good guide for you. And if everybody in the group is vaccinated, whether you're inside or outside, you are welcome to not have masks on. Um, and so that poses a couple of interesting questions. One is asking everybody if they're vaccinated and volunteering that information. And if you have an unvaccinated person, it's probably best that everybody remain vaccinated. Now, the thing is, we don't want to get into peer pressure or shaming people because there's all kinds of reasons why someone might have not been vaccinated yet or chosen to not be vaccinated. So we just have to think of this as all for one, one for all in our kind of mentality. And I hope that makes sense. So if your small group is meeting, or your neighborhood group is meeting, or any of those kinds of things, and you're gathered, you're welcome if everyone's vaccinated to remove your mask. However, make sure that if somebody keeps their mask on, you're not pressuring them to take their mask off. That's their choice. Um, if we are outside, um, people who are vaccinated are welcome to remove their masks. Most of our groups would not be considered large gatherings. I don't think we'll be in the thousands in the parking lot. I know that's not very optimistic, George, in terms of our church growth, but I think realistically, I think we can safely do that. So maybe after the services, when we all head out, and we're going to begin to have some outdoor receptions where we'll have some water and tea and things like that to gather and to socialize. If people feel like taking their mask off, they're welcome to do that. So one question that's come up is about our summer camps and children. The CDC still recommends, I believe it's children 3 and up, when they're in groups, still be masked. And so right now, we're going to ask that that continue. We're realistic with that, and we know, like, when the kids are in ROTC and things like that, sometimes they need a mask break. It's something the school system does, and we're fortunate to have very professional um, staff, and so they'll take care of that and be able to do that. And the kids were great last summer. They were really willing to do that and excited to have just to be together and to be able to have their camps. And so we'll handle that in the best way possible. But just those are some things to kind of think about in terms of what we're doing. Um, and like I said earlier, the great thing right now is singing is now allowed. Now, if we're honest, we know some of you have been singing, um, but now we can do it freely. So maybe that'll be joyful about that. So, George, do you have any other parts of that that we might want to talk about?
I think the biggest thing is just to, as you mentioned, we don't really have specific guidance yet on what's the exact number that constitutes a small group, what's the exact number that constitutes a medium-sized group or a large-sized group. And so I would encourage people, and I think most of us will understand this, but to really just stay focused on the spirit of what the rules intend, which is to be able to do a bit more when you're in an environment like an outdoor environment or a small group where you know everyone has been vaccinated, but to really just continue to be respectful and honor people who aren't ready to drop some of those protections yet. I mean, we all know that this pandemic has taken a toll on everyone, and everyone will recover in their own way and at their own pace. And so some people are ready to throw their masks away for forever, and others are not quite ready to do that yet, especially when there's any level of uncertainty, and that's okay. So I just would really encourage people to, please continue to be supportive of each other. If you're unsure, err on the side of caution. If someone in the group chooses to keep their mask on, be fully supportive of that. Really just continue to use this as an opportunity to demonstrate love for each other in the parish.
Yeah, and I'm excited. It's been so great to see so many people back and in person, and to finally be able to do pastoral care in person and those kinds of things. And so I know we're eager as a community to be together. I feel like this is going to give us some more opportunities to do that. Um, do watch your emails and listen for phone announcements as we move into this. We'll try to keep you aware of what's going on. We'll start our back to our 3 service schedule on May 22nd and 23rd. That's the weekend of Pentecost. So we'll have a service at 5:30 on Saturday, a service at 8:45. Sometimes in the summer when it's nice, we may decide to have some of the services outside and things like that. We'll give you plenty of warning, so if you know ahead of time. And we'll continue to offer an option if you want to come and be in the parking lot and participate in that way, and also of course online. So we'll live stream the services, and we'll also continue to produce and have a prepared liturgy at 9 o'clock each Sunday, so people can take advantage of that if that's what they need. And that's great for traveling and others. If you're out of town and still want to see and hear what was going on at the church, you have a chance to do that. So um, I think that's all we have. I just want to really thank all of you for your continued love and support of this incredible congregation and all the different ministries that are going on. It's been exciting the last several weeks to see us begin to do more and more, including outreach, and some really great educational opportunities, and our youth group, and just in the garage sale, and all the amazing things that are happening. So thanks to all of you for your leadership, support, and continued growth as a church. Okay, George, we'll see you. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Good to see you.